Hello, and thank you for joining me for today's journaling session. I am journaling in my personal traveler's notebook today, which is made out of the Daphne's Diary magazines. And today I'm wanted to journal about a visit to the English theater where I went a few weeks ago with some of my friends. And I wanted to start off by including the ticket of the play. And I decided to put it in as a tip in with some washi because I didn't want to cover up any of the space I had for journaling, nor did I want to cover up this image of this yummy looking watermelon. So I just start off by taping that into my journal. And I really enjoy working in this personal journal. I feel like I am more free than working in the other journal I do most of my spreads in for my channel. And and here I wanted to use this tab punch, which I just got from Amazon. I will link it below. And so I was trying to find some scraps here that would go with the colors on that page. So it shows a red white one, and now I'm just folding this scrap so that I could have a two-sided tab. And then I realized I actually have to cut it smaller to fit in the right way. And I just fiddled around with it for a while because it was such a small scrap, and to position it correctly was quite a challenge because I didn't want the top to be cut off where I had folded it so that it would still have both the front and the back side connected. So then I managed that, and I just decided to glue that on the ticket, and I really love how that turned out. And I think I'm going to be using a lot of tabs because I'm really enjoying using this punch. So next I take some scraps that I had from the Daphne's Diary, and I just cut these down and try to find the right size and the right placement for these scraps to work and to not take up too much space of the page so that I could still have enough space to journal. So I'm just cutting this one down more and more, and then I just make this quick collage on the bottom, and I still cut it down some more. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I really enjoy working in this journal a lot because I feel like I can play around a bit more and I feel more free than in my other journal. And I think I need to work more in this journal. I don't know which one you prefer, if you've even seen the other spreads that I do. They're just a different kind. And in this one, I journal about things that I've experienced and maybe some thoughts on some things. So it's a very different kind of journaling than I do in my other traveler's notebook. So here I'm just placing them down or gluing them down, and this little scrap with the with the holes in it is just the other side of the ticket that I tore off. Then excuse me, and then I have this little tag that I had made for some colleagues to just give them a present, and I actually got it back with something else from one of my colleagues, and she changed the message on the back, so I wanted to stick that in my journal as well. And then I go through my newest pack of fabric washi tapes from Amity Bloom, which I love very, very much. And I was trying to find again some colors that would go with the colors of the other parts of the page. And I really wanted to use this little piece there that I have now with the writing on it because I thought that was so cool. What a cool idea to have fabric washi like that. So I cut that down and then I collage the other one on top of it, and I wanted to make sure that I used the red that was in that to balance the red on the right side of those yummy watermelons. And then I was trying to decide what could I put on that back side, and I wanted to use some of the stamps from my newest little stamp store subscription box, and I will link that unboxing of that down in the description as well. So it included this adorable bear, so I decided to put him there. And I also decided to use some of the twigs or little branches that were included, just for, I don't know, to add some more decorations and just to use them. I wanted to use everything in this spread, but I managed not to, which was not easy. So that was good for the stamps, but then I couldn't stop there. So then I just put my writing board underneath, and I decided to take some more branches, different kind, and decide to stamp those on the top there, just to add a little bit more interest there. So I put one there, and then I take another kind and put that on the right. And then I stamp the, oh no, that I don't, sorry. Then on the back of the card, no, on the back of the ticket, you will see me adding something else. So I wanted to add something on top of that bear. You'll see me flip that in a second. Yeah, so I wanted to add something in that white space on top of that bear, and I was trying to find something, going through my little scraps again, and tried to find something again where the colors would match. And I kind of like the, first I tried these hearts and didn't really think that that green went well. I did like the shape of that arrow, but I didn't like the colors, so I chose this little scrap piece and decided to use that by putting it in my arrow punch, and again fiddling around a bit because it's such a small piece, so to position it correctly was a bit of a challenge. So I had that, and I really liked how that looked, and it pointed to this new tab, which I really liked. So I liked that, but I wanted to add something else. Sometimes it's really hard to stop adding things. And I chose this little heart button, and I didn't really want to take out a thread and sew it. So after gluing that arrow down, I decided to just put some thread through the holes of that heart and tie a bow around it so that it kind of looks like it's sewn on. And then after I put the date on that main larger page, I start writing about the evening, and this play was actually quite interesting. It was a comedy, but the topic was actually quite a serious one, and basically was discussing or it wasn't discussing, it showed it as a comedy, as I said, but the topic was whether you should tell a good friend of yours if you, for example, see his or her partner with another man or woman, basically having an affair, whether you should tell your friend or not. So my first instinct would be yes, but the play brought out the also the opinion that it's not fair to meddle in someone else's relationship, and it's not your, like, you're not in the position to influence them or to, yeah, basically to meddle with their marriage or partnership or whatever. And I was thinking about this, and I actually came to the conclusion for myself that if this happens to one of my best friends, that there's no way I could not tell her, because I would feel like I would be betraying her by knowing this and not telling her. I don't know if everybody would think like this, but I really couldn't live with that. And imagine if she found out later that I knew and didn't tell her. I think that would be the end of the friendship. I don't know, I think it would be really hard to explain that you knew this but didn't tell her. I don't know, what do you guys think? Am I alone in thinking like this, or I don't know. It's a very interesting topic, and it's not an easy one. And yeah, so the play was really good. I really enjoyed it. I hadn't been to a play in such a long time, and I'm so glad I have a kind of like a subscription now for this season. So I'm gonna go every couple of months. So I'm really looking forward to that. And it was a lovely evening, starting off with a dinner. And here I kind of ran out of space, and I wasn't sure whether I should continue or should leave it at that. But then I decided to continue on that side with the feather, and I just turn it around and just write about the play itself, a few lines. And that concludes the spread for today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. And let me know maybe in the comments below if you enjoy this kind of journaling more, or the other kind where I journal in my other traveler's notebook. So thanks so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye.